Friends and hello student, my name is Ashok Sijala. In this session we learn the nested structure in C language. So first I share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better my video lecture, and here turbo C++ I double click and take some process, and now yes is open filter F file menu and taking new file, and here our goal, so write a program to print employee information using nested structure. Yes, so comment line. So here you have to know like nested if else. So one if to other if, and nested for loop. So one for loop to other for loop. So here nested structure means one structure defined inside other structure, uh, that is a nested, and there are two techniques. Yes, so there are two techniques. Yes, so we can implement both. First is we can say that one structure, yes, one structure within, yes, within other, or we can say that second structure. So one structure hold the other structure. That is a first technique, and second technique name is a one structure within member. Yes, member of other structure. So that is a different both. So here we can say that one structure within other structure and one structure within member of other structure. So yes, I give the multi comment line so we can see in both in this session. So yes, first we can start our include, is a IO as standard input output, and then Conio console input output, and yes, okay, so here that and now our structure. Yes, so uh, struct is keyword, and we can define the EMP. So first technique we can see, and that is a, we can say that one structure within the other structure. So yes, this technique we can define the nested structure. So yes, here integer, that employee ID, that is, and then character, we have to take the employee name 20 character, and then yes, so only two member of that, and now again here start to structure, that is a nested, and we can say that basic. Yes, and then again that brace, and that member we have to define like float, or we can say that first is a integer, so basic salary DS, then float we can define like DA, then HRA, and then gross salary. So yes, how, yes, here we can define, and that also we can take that means that member, or we can say that that structure variable we have to define. So yes, here we can first define inner nest, means inner. So that is a inner or structure is that. So here one structure is already started, and other, that is nested structure. So one structure within the other structure. That's that technique. And here basic salary base. So I give the base and B1, that is a variable name of inner structure, and here we can give the E1 employee. So now yes, that is our, so that is a, we can say that one structure holding the, so that is a nested structure. Yes, so that is a concept, nested structure. So yes, here, so yes, here is also remaining. So yes, here STRU. Yes, so all perfect. So let us take how is implement. So I now start our main function, and we can take from user to value and print one employee. That yes, our write a program to print not to, or one employee, yes, one employee information using nested structure. And I save this file. Yes, so here we can use nested structure. So any nest and stru, but there is a I remove this T because that is maximum 8 character and dot C. So just now save. So yes, how it's implement, how we can access to inner structure to that scan that basic salary and DA, DHR as a, all are three counting, but we can scan three variable ID, name, and basic salary BS, and DHR and gross salary we can find out. So yes, here first we can give the clear screen, yes, and then we can give the message, yes. So we can say that enter. We can say that first message we can enter not, but employee. So all time we cannot write employee information. So yes, and here I provide station, and now we can take message. So employee information or heading is giving, and we can just enter ID. So all time employee we cannot write in message. So yes, we can percentage D and then ampersand of E1 dot ID. That is a very simple, because that is a first our structure, okay, outer structure or inner structure, we can say that that is a outer structure E1. And then here we can use the flush function. So otherwise that name is not perfect scan. So std in, and then we can print message. So after you can message also give the flush function, enter name, and we can use the get s, yes, and e1 dot name, yes, now perfectly scan. And last our member, but that is a inner structure. So here we can enter the basic, yes, basic salary of employee, and that is a how scan, that is a main question to in this session. So percentage D is there, ampersand, so E1 dot B1, yes, and then BS, yes, basic salary. So that is a two time because nesting. So here we can E1 and B1 and basic salary. So that is a first our outer object of structure, then inner structure of member variable, and then its member. So that variable. So basic salary integer. So yes, that is I think perfectly. And now we can calculate based on this basic salary. DA we can take 5%. So that is same sequence E1, then again B1, and then DA, and equal to, and then divide by 100. And here we can again E1 dot B1, yes, and then basic salary multiply 5%. And here we can also type casting, because here left hand right hand side all are integer, and here is a DA is a float, so we can type in float. So compile one instruction, pass to compiler ARU arithmetic and logic unit. Only for calculate of DA you can consider the basic salary is a float, but its original data type is a integer, not change, yes. So only for calculate for DA that not perfect giving the answer in float data type. So compiler pass one instruction to ALU arithmetic and logic unit for only calculate of DA, dear mass allowance, that full form. Okay, then same way E1 dot B1 and then HR. But here I not means not typecasting. I second technique use E1 then B1, and that is our HRA, and multiply directly 0.07% of basic salary. So I divide 7 to divide by 100 and then multiply. So already one is a float member, so no require typecasting. Yes, I think you have to understand. And last our member that E1, then B1, and then gross, GS means gross salary, and we can count to means plus. So E1 dot B1, and that is a first is our basic salary plus E1 dot B1, and then DA, yes, dearness allowance, and then again E1, not mistake, B1, and then we can say that HRA. So that is a find the gross salary. And now we can start our printing. So again, we can give the employee uh, information, yes, so employee information slash n. So enter time we can also pass the employee information, and here we can also, and then we can just print. So all time we cannot, so id only, id and percentage d, and then print e1.id, yes, that is a outer structure member. And then again slash n, and I use only one printf. You can also print number of printf, percentage s, and here we can e1 dot name of employee, and again give the slash n new line, and then our third member is a basic salary of employee. Okay, so here percentage d is required, and then that is a inner structure member, so e1 dot b1 dot basic salary, and same follow the sequence, but here now print again because that is a taking next screen, next was means go inside the screen. So yes, what to do? So if you know any problem, but here you can take other printf, or you can also print in the same printf. No, here you can also give the slash n. Yes, let us check first. So here DA, yes. So that is a dot 2f float. Yes, and here again E1 dot B1 and DA. Yes, that type of. So yes, that is a better we can print in the next printf. So all are we can see in the one screen. Okay. So yes, I printf again. You can also one printf, no any problem. So slash n and then DA, yes, and then percentage dot 2f. So after, after decimal point only 2 digit is print. Okay, and then E1 dot B1 and DA, that is okay, and then again E1 dot B1 and then HRA. I just first type so we cannot mistake E1 dot B1 and then our last gross salary GS. Yes, now I give here all are so slash n and then HRA, yes, and percentage dot 2f. So here is a float data type and slash n again, and last time that is gross GS. I not all full gross salary. You can also print that type of, but here that taking so long heading, but you can also print, there is no problem. So just percentage dot 2f, yes. Now so we can print three member to here, that is our scan, and here calculate. So you can also easily identify. So here three are scanning and three are calculating. Okay, so we can take two printf, you can also take one printf, no problem, and give the full heading like dearness allowance, house rate allowance, and gross salary. Okay, so I just compile, yes, there is no any error, yes, look. So we can take the care. So nested structure, nesting of structure or nested structure, we can say that E1 and B1, yes, that is a just you can understand. So very easily to handle the nested structure. So one structure hold another structure, that is called nested, or like one for loop take another for loop, that is nested for loop, or nested while loop, nested if else condition. So all are nesting. So yes, that is our first technique, one structure within the other structure. And let us take, I compile, yes, an error, exe file generate. So, and employee information, enter, you can also word use here, I, yes, no, and 1000, simple, okay. So yes, all are print, but HRA is not printed, yes, how it's not print, all other perfectly print. So let us check, HRA is a perfectly not print. So here, what is a mistake? So yes, HRA, yes, we have to calculate. So yes, H, oh, okay, HR is a base salary. So here I give the yes, so that is a mistake. So base salary, that is, I give here also HRA. So that is taking. So yes, now let us check. Again, I run. So employee name and 1000 I give. Okay, now perfectly print. So all are perfect. So 5% of 1000, that is 50, and 7%, so 70, and 100, 1120. Okay, so all are summation. Okay, so perfectly printed, and we can here give the message. Yes, here we can enter employee information, ID, name, and basic salary. And here employee information are just as below. So that type of we can. So yes, first technique I can understand very simple. I just revise. So one structure, first outer structure, ID and name of, and you can also base off this example, you can take the student roll number and name, and nested structure you can take two subject mark and then find total percentage and grade. That also possibility. Okay, so based on this video lecture you can take one example to yourself. And here I give the employee salary structure, you can take the student mark sheet data. Okay, so here we can define two member. B1 is a basic salary, so I give the B1 and E1 for employee. So based on employee ID name, first we can scan E1.id and E1 name, and then E1 B1 the basic salary. So here two times that nesting. So here we can also in member of structure that nesting dot operator two time everywhere. Okay, so that is you can understand. So all are perfectly valid. Okay, now, yes, I think you have to understand, and here I try to all you can see in one screen. So if you write this program to your C notebook, if you prepare, then very easily I hold this screen for your waiting to write. Yes. So here very important concept. So here first two member is a single first outer structure, and all four member basic salary, then DA, HRA, and gross salary, four member of the nested means inner structure, and that is a outer structure. So you can also word use inner and outer structure because that is a nested structure. And also yes, that is very important. So here one structure hold the other structure, and that is known as a nested structure, like one if holding the another if else condition. So yes, that is a first technique, one structure within other structure and one structure within the member of other structure. That is second. So I just save as method, and that is also nesting. And here we can what to do. So because that is a 8 character maximum. So here our technique number 2 is there. So I give the 2 and dot C, that is second technique, nesting. So what to do? So here we can take the one structure and second structure, that is a different. So I just uh, cut this structure, yes, and declare to here. First, we can basic salary, yes. So that is only change, yes. So first we can define, you can also know any problem, basic salary first, but our main aim is a, that is a member we can define. So here we cannot declare that member, yes, even here we cannot define, but inside of this structure, yes, and that is a, we can again that keyword structure, and then we can give the, and also you can type means type def keyword. So we first both we have to technique check. So structure keyword, and then basic that tag name, all that is also structure name or tag name, and then B1 again. So same here. So that is a member, yes. So one structure is a member of other class. So that is a member of other structure, we can say that, yes. So member of other structure. So yes, that is a not a simple variable, means that is a user defined data type. Structure is a user defined data type. So yes, just only change to this, yes, only we can take cut and paste to here because cut and paste. So, and only one define the member. So previously we can take whole structure inside this structure, and there is a second, and that is also nested structure. Okay. So here one structure member of other structure, that technique. And yes, I save, and yes, I think not any change is required in this main function. All are, I think, let us check any valid or not, compile. Yes, no any error. So only change is required to here. Yes, you look here what to do. So only one member of other structure. So we can, yes, let us I run also. Yes, so ID and name, enter employee information, and I give 2000, and all are perfectly printed. So that is a second technique. You look here, very easy way I explained this technique. So only change I cut and paste to here this structure and define that member. We can previously take inside and that here B1. Now I remove here and declare this here. So there is a no any problem. That and main we have to not check. That is same follow the sequence E1 and B1, that basic salary and DAHR and gross salary all are perfectly printed. So that is a second technique. So I take in same session because we have to not wasting to our time. So all again I typing and give this is a so no we give waste to our time. And also you if you hear directly like integer ID, that type of short technique you can declare like integer variable. And also you can define these structures. So I use the type def keyword. Yes, that is a second way, means that same technique is there. So type def keyword, and here we can define the name of like we can say that basic or new NBS NB. Okay, NB just short, or you can also define N basic. Okay, but here NB is there. So yes, you have to not write this structure keyword and all these things. Only short NB and NB1. That is a simple technique. So type def keyword is a, you cannot write all this to again. That is a new name of existing structure. So type def keyword giving the new name of structure basic, and that is a NB. And here also two technique. That is a first technique. Yes, let us take any error or not. Yes, I compile. Yes, there is one error. Let us take run. So yes, I run, give any value. So 103 and Krishna. Yes, then 9000. Okay, so that is perfectly print. No any problem. Okay, so that is a first type def keyword use, and that is a short technique. Yes, I give the next technique, but that is a, so that is also perfectly. So here we cannot define global declaration section. So yes, here we can write the uh, type def keyword. Yes, then structure keyword, struct keyword, and then basic, and then NB. That is the same. Here we can define, and then you can use, yes, that is NB. Yes, same. There is no any error. Let us take. I compile again. Yes, no any error though. So that is also second technique I explained to you. Type def keyword. You can declare in the global declaration section, and also our structure is also in global declaration section. So both structure is a before the main. Okay, so I compile and run again. So yes, I give again new ID 105 and like any name. So Mira, any name. So 5000. Yes, that day. So that perfectly work. So yes, but that technique, that is a best, means first technique over. So type def, yes, and here directly, and here we can define to our variable. You can give the new name of that structure and here use. So here I use the both type def keyword technique and both of nested structure technique explained to this session. So very interesting to your knowledge of C language. That is a structure is a user defined data type, and here we can define the nested structure using two technique. One structure is a within the other structure, and one structure within the member of other structure. That is a that is a second technique. So here we can define the member. So also I use the type def keyword to technique. Here you can use and here you can use. Okay. So in main we have to not change anything. Yes. So I close this file and open our previously file. So yes, that is nested and that is structure. So yes, yes, but C language, not CPP. Okay, dot C. And now I give nested. So yes, that is our first file. So one structure is a other structure that is now you can see here. So that is a perfectly we have to explain. So now I close, yes, so write this program to your C notebook. We can maintain both file and I close and open to our last file and nested technique 2. Okay, and here we can also see the two technique of type def keyword, how to use with structure uh, user defined data type. So that is a nested structure. So one structure member of other structure, that is a second technique. And we can see the two technique of, so that is a first technique of type def keyword with use of structure. And here is a second technique of structure with the global declaration, and directly you can declare, and that is a short, we cannot write again. So directly type if keyword you can write here and give the new name to here before the semicolon. Here what to do, we can write type def and again structure and basic that and then new name like integer data type. So yes, I close this file and quit. So subscribe my channel Ashok Sijal Academy, press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture. Uh, Thanks and Hare Krishna.